Hey everyone, this is Dr. Kenneth K. Law here, and we're in the middle of Kingdom Momentum 2026. We're having an amazing time. The information, the impartation, we got it oozing out of our ears, and we're just really getting started. But I wanted to introduce you to someone very awesome man, a new friend of mine, very strategic, very highly intelligent, a genius, but also an expert in the area of artificial intelligence. And as you know, that is not so much the buzzword, that is our new norm. And so we need to understand how not to fear it, how to strategically use it, how to grow in it, how to benefit from it, from its everyday uses. So I want to introduce to you Dr. Michael Butcher for the Center of Artificial Intelligence. And I'm going to allow him just to share a little bit with you and just expound a little bit of what he just talked about with us for a few minutes. Dr. Butcher?
Sure. Appreciate it, sir. And I give you a ton of credit to including this in your conference today.
Yes.
Seeing the future and adding AI as really a featured component.
Yes.
And showing that to your attendees is amazing. So tons of credit where credit is due there. So appreciate you having me here and to talk a little bit about everyone regarding AI. When I look at this and when I talk a bit about it, it's not just regarding the technology itself. It's understanding it, but also creating that culture shift within an organization. Because if everyone is not understanding and has sufficient training that puts everybody at a level playing field, it's not going to make your organization optimally successful. And that's whether, we're here talking in this setting, but it is for nonprofits, for-profits, community organizations, because it can help with really providing operational excellence. It's helping folks to feel like they're satisfied at work because they're more efficient and they can find answers without getting frustrated or disgruntled on what they're doing. And at the end of the day, it's helping us to be good and decent human beings and good citizens because it is allowing us to use our human-based talent. That's conversations, relationship building, the nuance to make good decisions that AI is not there for. Just because it's available to do so doesn't mean we always need to use it in that way.
And I think that is so important that we really learn how to integrate AI effectively and in a healthy way into our everyday lives because it's here to stay.
Yep.
It's not leaving, and it's going to continue to expand, evolve, and it's going to be a part of everyday task. And so learning and how to get ahead of it, to more so work with it than to think it is working against us, is so important. And you sharing this information is great. We're extremely grateful. Can you share how can we learn how to work with AI?
Yeah, that's a good question. And again, here at the center, we provide some of that kind of consistent training because I think a lot of people feel right now overwhelmed. They don't even know where to start. They've got some of that, I call it AI inertia. And the biggest thing to do is to take that first step. And that's with anything you do personally or professionally, right? It's difficult. And so the best thing to do on our end, if you, again, want to take it under your own realm, is to just try it. Step in and start talking to it like it's a human being, which sounds odd because it's not, and it's a machine being learned to be able to answer things from human language. It's a natural language processor in that way. And so when you start to think, am I getting stumped on an email that I want to send? I want to be a little bit more caring, or I want to be a little more direct, or provide a little bit more support. Put that email into your AI platform and say, can you give me a few different options? People think, oh, that's kind of basic. That is one of the best, lowest hanging fruit for you to do because it allows you to be a better communicator, be a better citizen, a better human being, just to understand that. Are you looking to do image generation from scratch? Put that in there as well. But just to do some research. Sometimes when you're driving, there's a voice mode on some of this. You can start to say, hey, I just had this thought in my mind. Can you tell me if this is true? Can you give me some research behind this? Or I'm thinking about a problem that's ahead of me. How do you feel about that? And is the way that I'm describing it and how I can tackle it make sense to you? And then be able to critically have that discussion back and forth. Now, it's not going to I wouldn't fully rely on its answer, but it is more of a supplement versus something you're just going to copy and paste and take. Gotcha. I think that's really important to understand those two differentiators.
Yeah, that's good. Now, as you know, I'm also a pastor. And, sometimes in the faith community, this kind of aggressive technology can create fear and anxiety. How in the faith community can AI strengthen our operations, but also our connections?
Yeah, no, it's a really, really good question. That's as I've done research on this across the nation, it's a hotly debated topic. But it's also very similar what's being debated on every sector to say, how do I be my authentic self, particularly if you are giving this talent to share the message out to everyone. This is me. I don't want this coming from a robot or a machine that's doing that for me. So where we're seeing the most successful ways that churches and other organizations are balancing this is to use it to be able to replicate and spread the message in different ways. So if you were up and doing a sermon and capture that in audio and video, there are platforms, and such as one that I saw was called Pulpit AI. It takes that information and it will now separate it out to say, I need to send that message in a kid-friendly way for my younger congregants. I need to send it to my folks who are elderly to understand it, or to my Gen Z population. Make YouTube clips, create those captions, spread it out. So it's not changing what you do by creating that message. It's finding better ways to scale and spread that out much more effectively and more efficiently. And that's where we're seeing a lot of success in that way. Because in some ways, when you have small groups or the kind of teachings in that way, you may be able to be thinking, how can I best create interactive activities or discussions with people within that group? And you might get stuck. You might say, I don't know how much further I can create this. Ask it to say, here are the few, this is the topic, here's the first activity I'm having them do for discussion. What other ones do you think would be helpful in that? And it can provide 3, 4, 5 other examples, and you pick one. But it is allowing you, I think, to accelerate your business from a business efficiency standpoint, but it also allows people as a community to come together and have better conversation because you're helping with that.
Oh, that's awesome. Because I think that, there's the ethical question, there's the spiritual ethical, the authenticity, making sure, as you heard earlier today, that we're not trying to replace, but yet use it as a method.
Yes.
And I think that's going to, a conversation that has to keep going to not so much convince, but to give people ample information that they can decide how to magnify the message through some artificial intelligence methods. And I think I think sometimes we don't realize how much we are using streaming YouTube to expand our message. Is just like they use radio in years gone by, and TV and things of that nature. And so I think with the right information, right teaching, like you're doing in the platform that you have, it can really help people transition or create a bridge into what's ancient, what we do, but yet in modern and how we now do it. Or ancient, what we say, what we've been saying for hundreds of years, if not thousands, to now bridge that over into, here are some new methods that can take an ancient message and bring it to modern times. So I think that's important. So crucial. Well, Dr. Butcher, I will tell the people, how can they find you?
Yeah. So again, appreciate you having me on this podcast today. So you can find me you can find me online at the Center for Artificial Intelligence, which is the centerforai.com. I'm also on LinkedIn if you search for me as well. So feel free to look at either way, and then you can contact me, and we're happy to help assist. I help assist organizations with whether it's trainings, at an advisory capacity. I do a keynote featured speaker talks all around the country, and just spreading the message. And I tailor everything I do to the audience that I'm speaking with. And I think that's really, really important nowadays, and truly to understand the technology. But what I think has helped me be successful is to take what's complicated to make it practical and understanding the nuances of how it impacts each sector. And that's what I try to do, and to help people move it in a very positive manner, and not to be fearful as to what you mentioned, but also to say, I think I'm behind, I think I'm overwhelmed, and I don't know it. That's all normal feelings to have right now because the technology is moving so quickly. So what we can do is come in and try to break that down, slow it down, and say, no matter what level you're at right now, let's get you to understand it, but also help you get to that next level so you're successful personally with it, because there's so many areas it can help you in your own personal life, but also how do we accelerate your career and get you ready for that next job and to be the most successful person that you want to be. So I appreciate this time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, the genius, Dr. Michael Butcher with the Center of Artificial Intelligence. Get with him, connect with him, reach out to him as I did. And we're forming a collaboration, a relationship that we can help so many others that are concerned. And we're going to say not so much fearful, we just say they're concerned. And information and wisdom and understanding can help ease concerns and give great clarity. And where there's clarity, there's no confusion. And so reach out to him. He's ready. He's here to serve. He really helped us immensely today, and he will do the very same for you and your organization and your team. So here's my stamp of approval, and bring them in, and we're going to get back to Kingdom Momentum, and we'll see you soon. Thank you for hanging out with us, and please continue to enjoy the conference.